What's up, Taurus? This is going to be a first description, reading, and then, or description. We're going to read the description, and then we're going to actually go through and do the reading. And this particular card is from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck by Adriana Ayales. And the card here is Cordyceps, and this is with the subtext of revival. Energy, renewal, soaring to new heights, opportunity, activation, resurrection. Originally described 2,000 years ago in traditional Chinese medicine and Tibetan medicine as an exotic caterpillar fungus or winterworm, Cordyceps is a parasitic fungus that grows out of the head of mummified caterpillars, insects, and many kinds of larvae. It has been gathered at high altitudes, primarily in Nepal and Tibet. So far, there are over 1,000 recognized species of Cordyceps, and as many as there are different hosts, in which as many as there are different hosts on which it grows. The first peoples to discover the many benefits of Cordyceps initially observed animals eating the wild fungus and growing strong in the process. Farmers and herders either dried the fungus to make a tonic tea or cooked it with meat in traditional Tibetan dishes. In traditional Chinese medicine, it has been used as a heal-all for centuries to treat fatigue, weakness, low sex drive, kidney conditions, and heart disease. Now, modern Chinese medical hospitals use cultivated forms of the Ophiocordyceps sinensis alongside pharmaceuticals as a treatment for cancer and tumors. Monks have long revered Cordyceps as a longevity mushroom and utilize it to boost endurance and enhance lung capacity. Thousands of years later, studies have shown that it indeed slows the effects of aging and stress, helping to keep the body free from disease. Ruled by wise, stimulating, and expansive powers of Jupiter, Cordyceps provides a jovial energy, a sense of renewal, resilience, accomplishment. Jupiter's herbs are amplifiers, joyful and mood-enhancing herbs that inspire positive feelings. This is the guidance portion. It's time to soar to new heights. Energy is available to manifest your great dreams. Passion in alignment with knowledge. Energy is in alignment with matter. Like the great eagle, you are blessed with the connection to the divine. You have an innate ability to live in the realm of spirit, yet remain connected and balanced within the realm of earth. From the height of the clouds, there is where the great spirit dwells. The great eagle mirrors your ability to observe with expansive awareness and achieve great insight beyond the mundane. Eagle and Cordyceps represent the courage to channel the higher mind, either the sun, the realm of illumination, and higher consciousness. Okay, let me read that one more time. Eagle and Cordyceps represent the courage to channel the higher mind, ether, the realm of the higher illumination, and higher consciousness. If you have been walking in the shadows, you are being asked to reconnect with the element of ether, the divine, and your higher mind. Heal your broken wings with love and seek higher ground to observe the greatness of what you're made of. Okay, so I think the strongest thing that keeps coming out is this theme of this transformation that's taking place, and that's very it's coming out very strong, and there's this idea that really I sense kind of a kind of hesitation when it came down to the idea of Cordyceps being just bred from or just being cultivating in the idea of death, and you know, I think it was, let me see, I think it was dead caterpillars at some point. Yeah, it was dead caterpillars or something like that. But basically, there was death that was involved, and the idea was it grows out. Okay, here it is. It grows out of the head of mummified caterpillars, insects, and many kinds of larvae. The concept of coming from, and where we're coming from in terms of this transition. First off, we there is a transition taking place, and it is tremendous to the point to where it is out of reach, and it remains out of reach, right? But death, that understanding of what is death, how, you know, what is dying, we got to really understand that life comes from death. There is none without the other. It doesn't exist, and you know, separate from the other, right? So when a mother's, you know, child is born, there's literally like cells in her body that die, but the birth of another human being is the result, right? And for anybody out there that may be hung up on the idea of what is dying, what can die, that's definitely not a good place to stay, right? Because there most certainly I think a lot of situations will warrant mourning, but definitely an understanding needs to be really carried on that this is this ending is a new beginning. So whatever that could be, whatever that may be, don't run from it. Don't fear that idea of things changing and how they change. The idea of achieving what you can achieve, you need to really start to understand what's possible, what is really possible. When it comes down to this concept of healing, I think an important thing that you guys should understand, Taurus and, you know, Venus, they rule over nature. So there does come a point to where there is a healing that needs to take place. Nature is a great place, right? So this can be simple things, but be there, right? Not like that. This just like when you kind of find a video that you're just addicted to, and you're just not to use the word addicted, but you're just really focused on, you really need to extract something from this video. You need to have that sense about nature, right? So when you go into a park, and it could be something, if it's safe, leave your phone in the car, right? And just go for the walk, or turn your phone on silent and keep it in your pocket. Go on the walk and see what calls to you, what points of nature call to you, what is nature telling you right now, what is the message, because there's a very real intelligence when we talk about the human world in general, right? Or just, I said the human world, just the world in general, right? The natural world in general. When we exchange energy with that natural world, what we get out of that is something that a lot of us would be very surprised with. When we sit there and we have that energetic exchange, just like when we have conversations, or just like when we sit down with people and we just, no words could have to be exchanged in terms of have to be said between the two of you, but there was an energetic exchange, right? There was a very real impact that happened, and versus when it comes down to who you are before and who you are after that particular exchange, whether you realize that or not in a lot of cases. And the more you kind of realize that you sit down and you have that energetic exchange with the natural world, and whatever you may be, whatever you may be kind of magnetized towards, right? So I'm picturing you like you maybe just walking through a park in your backyard. There's maybe like a space that you really like or something like that, or plants that you really like. Just sit down with them, but or maybe even take your plants on a walk as well, in terms of actually just getting to know them, and maybe talk and have a conversation with them, and have a conversation with the actual nature, right? Like, I mean, you're gonna have to kind of like not seem insane, which is gonna be interesting. But I mean, I think there's a very real element to that, right? So having that, walking in the forest, finding a tree that you really like, and just having a conversation with it, and seeing where that goes. And I'm going to say also that the idea of, when it comes down to what you're able to see, when you are clear, and when you do kind of get free of this, what's dying, when you feel free from that, you're going to look back and understand that there is a very real purpose here. And that's very powerful when you can look back and say that, and understand, and we'll say that with a very real understanding from just experience, right? That idea of what happened and what took place. Don't look at things that are dying with an air of perpetual sadness. It's just something that happens. It is a progress. It is something that takes place, right? And it has to be understood, right? There's a quote that I'm gonna butcher, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It was like, someone said that basically death was just a person going into the next room, right? And they'll be there waiting for you. And in the case, I feel like that was something that I'd really like to kind of put out there for anyone who may be actually like losing an actual person, which I'm sorry if anybody is. And if anything, there's potential here, and I hate just talking about the potential of something without really just addressing the idea of what's holding back that potential. But even just, I mean, I got like just looking up at an eagle and thinking like, wow, that could, having such envy for where that eagle is, and not understanding that is you in the future looking back on yourself now. That feeling is very powerful. And it's something, but you have to but you have to get to an understanding of really revival, the subtext here, revival. You have to get to that understanding that there is a very real purpose that things die for, right? And whether we can see it when it happens or not. and try to really carry that with you. And in any case, I'll see you guys next week. Have a good week.